Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. I'm a bit under the weather, that's a story for a different day. Today, if you can't tell from the title and the fact I am wearing a heart jumper, we're going to do a sequel, if you will, to last year's Valentine's Day-esque video. Last time we did a Snog Marry Avoid for people, both fictional and fictional and real. And this year we're going to do it on shows. So if you want to know what I would recommend, not recommend and completely avoid, stick around, we'll get into it in 2 whole seconds. So with many an idea on this channel and in my brain, I went to my friends and I went, right, friends, theatre friends, you need to help me here. I want to do kind of a Snog Marry Avoid on shows. Can you give me 3 names? And we have 5 sets of 3. So we'll see what happens. I still going to say Snog Marry Avoid, but obviously you can't snog a show, you can't marry it, you can avoid it. So it's kind of like marry is the forever love, the snog is kind of the I'll watch it once, that's my job, and that's it done. And then avoid is obviously, it's not for me. Now, as just said, it's not for me. Please do not take any of these with any malice at all. It's truly just me having a bit of fun. So if I say avoid and it's your favourite musical, I don't mean anything by it. It might just be that it's not for me. You might love it. Not everyone likes the shows I love. I know some people who absolutely hate that one. I don't talk to them, but I know there are people out there. So without further ado, let's get into it with my first trio, and that is Heather's, Mean Girls and Clueless. The thing is, Clueless, I have not seen. At the time of filming, it starts previews this weekend. It starts previews really soon, and it is on my list to see for the year, but I don't know a lot about it apart from the music has been done by Katie Tunstall, and for the majority the cast is unknown, as in they're not massive names, unlike some people and some shows. The Great Gatsby, Another Day maybe. So I feel like I can't avoid it because I haven't seen it yet. I think I know what I'm putting where. So as just mentioned, because I can't avoid it because I don't know anything about it, I'm going to snog or possibly just watch once Clueless. I'm going to marry or watch multiple times Mean Girls because I have already seen it once and it probably will be watched again by myself, which leaves Heather's in the firing line for an avoid, which I know some people really love that show. I haven't seen it in the flesh since Carrie Hope Fletcher was in it at the Theatre Royal Haymarket, and funny story, not funny, but I went to see that show. I then the next day took a trip to the doctors and I had tonsillitis, and then Carrie Hope Fletcher went off for pretty much a week with tonsillitis. I haven't seen Heather's for a long time. Some of the songs I don't mind, but it's not up there in a, oh my god, it's the best show in the world, for me personally. moving on. Sorry, I had to grab the tea, quite literally. It was so cold. Next trio, if you will, is Hadestown, Hercules and Percy Jackson. Now, I have not seen any of the three. Controversially, I know. Because everyone and their dog has seen Hadestown and I haven't. It is on my list. I obviously am not going to be able to see it until the original Broadway cast leave, because I'm not in for that madness. No, thank you. I think again I know what I want to say. So in the snog slash fleeting possible one time only affair situation, I'm going to put Hercules, mainly because the cast that are going to that show I'm really intrigued by. Plus I kind of just want to go back into the theatre all Drury Lane. It feels so long since I've been in there. And it probably isn't, because I think, no, Something Rotten was there. So I haven't, it has been like ages ago, but it's a nice theatre. I always find it really nice. So Hercules is my snog. Which way round do I do this? I'm going to put Hadestown as my marry, just because I feel bad for it. Not seeing it, having seen it yet. But the songs that I've listened to, which isn't all of them because I like to go into a show semi-blind if I can, I really enjoyed. I think at one point or another we've all tried the "I'm coming away from me" bit, and if you haven't then you're lying to yourself. So Hadestown is going to be my marry. I might change my mind when I actually see the show, but who knows. And then Percy Jackson is going to be my avoid, mainly because I haven't had as much interest in seeing it whilst it's been in the other palace, which I feel bad about saying because I literally know nothing about it. But it's not been on my radar to run and grab a ticket for, because as I'm filming this I am going down to London this weekend. By the time you're watching this I am home. But it's not been piquing my interest to go and look out and seek a ticket. Third trio is a Disney trio of classics, or Disney theatricals as I think they call themselves. We have Aladdin, Lion King, Mary Poppins. I think I was like, these could be so hard. I think I know that one too. For me personally, Mary Poppins is always going to be the thing that I marry in this trio. I've said it multiple times through my life. When I was little, if I was cranky or didn't want to deal with anyone else, even at a young age, I would be put in front of the VHS of Mary Poppins and it would zen me out. And when they brought forward the theatrical version, although it is different in various ways, it is still a really good piece of theatre. Anything can happen is a bop. So it's always going to be my number one, my tip top, my favourite of all Disney theatricals. Controversial. Lion King is my snog, or my one time see. I haven't actually seen it since my, it was either 18th or 21st birthday, because whichever one I didn't see it on, I saw Mary Poppins for the first time. Does that age me? I don't know. Both of those were on tour. Both of them were at the Birmingham Hippodrome. So yeah, I enjoyed watching Lion King, and again the film itself was from my childhood. I was 5 when that came out. I have properly aged myself now. But I enjoyed it. I cried at the beginning. I cried multiple times. I cry at everything. We've established this so many times. And therefore, the avoid category, the avoid of them all, is Aladdin, which I didn't see until last year. And I think I said at the time, it wasn't a bad musical. It was kind of panto-y, which was fine at the time of year I saw it, but it was just, it wasn't my favourite Disney theatrical. And that is okay. Next up we have a trio, which is very much of a muchness. We have Wicked, Wizard of Oz, The Wiz, which is essentially a similar story, 3 different ways. Right, firstly it depends which version of Wizard of Oz we are talking about, because there's been just different iterations. There has also been the film. Where do we draw the line? Which cast do we have? Just many things, many questions. I think the easy one in this is Wicked being the marry, because I've seen it so many times over the years, not as many as other people. I think my total is currently at 5 or 6 for the show, through various trips and tours and such. It's always going to be a favourite. In fact, I think it's on my wall. It is. Boop, right there. So there we go. I have never seen The Wiz. Controversial, maybe. Can I avoid it if I don't really know it? And at the same time, if we are discussing different versions of Wizard of Oz, we will have to raise the Andrew Lloyd Webber question. Like, is it his version, the one that was around in the early 2020s? I don't even know when it was. When was it, I think? 2011, it had a West End production. 2023, it had a UK and Ireland tour, and 2024 was the West End revival. Was that all Andrew Lloyd Webber? I don't know, we're on Wikipedia. Can't trust my sources. But if we're talking the 2011 version, which had Hannah Waddingham singing Red Shoes Blues, we could talk more. But for the reason that I have not seen it, I'm going to put Wiz at the Snog position so I can go and see it. I've missed so many iterations. And I'm going to put Wizard of Oz in the avoid category. Oh, she did it. And finally, this one is kind of a running joke amongst the friend group that I put this into. I was like, hey, give me the list of 3 shows. So this one is kind of easy, but then not. To see why. My final trio for this video is Wicked, Come From Away and La Bamba. La Bamba is a running joke in our group because I and many in that group saw it either at the Leicester Curve or on tour. I think at the time I saw it, I think I had this channel and I think I did a review and I think I gave it 2 stars. But over the years it's just become this like running thing within our group because of many things, and obviously that's going to go in my avoid category. The thing now is Come From Away and Wicked are up there in my favourite shows of all time. As previously mentioned, I have Wicked on my wall. Above it is Come From Away. I also have a poster from the UK tour, or a brochure, pamphlet thing from the Come From Away tour. Both shows mean a lot to me for various different reasons. and making me pick between the two is just mean. And I suppose as I've got Snog Marry left, I'm not going to have to say a full goodbye to either of them. I think I know which way I'm going to do it, and we'll give reasons. So my Snog is going to go to my Snog is going to go to Wicked, and my Marry is going to come from away. And I'll tell you for why. I miss the safety of having come from away in a theatre somewhere. For some shows, just knowing they exist in the world is something. It's like a safety net, if you will. Like, I know Wicked is in the West End. It's been there for a good 10 plus years. It's been on tour. It has one film, which I have not seen yet, and it has a second film coming. That show not going nowhere. Come From Away was my safe place in London whilst it was at the Phoenix. When they took that away from me, it hurt so much. It was like being broken up with. Then they did the UK tour. I only got the chance to see it once, but knowing it was in existence in the world just made me feel a little bit happier. And now it's gone again, it kind of hurts all over again. And that's love. That's the kind of love that means you should marry it, right? So there we are. That is it. We're going to marry Come From Away. We're going to Snog, but also know it exists in the world, Wicked, and we're going to avoid La Bamba. Whew, that was quite succinct. I'm quite proud of myself. And I've nearly finished my tea. Oh, it's gone cold. Oh no. Right, that means I've talked too long, so I'm going to silence myself. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please come back next time. Like I said, I have a few actual reviews coming up soon. Yes! It's like the best thing, knowing that I'm going to actually be in a theatre very soon. I'm so excited. So if you want to hear and see more from me about theatre-based things, then feel free to come on this magical journey that is this channel. But all that's left to say is the usual, and that is so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, and goodbye.